On this, the first Sunday of Lent,
did you ever feel remorse? A sense of emptiness? A disgust with excesses? Or a wish for inner peace? That was the voice of God. And those of you who may have given up the church for sensationalism may feel during this week an urge to return and to go to confession. That is an actual grace. That is the voice of God. And those of you who have received this little book which we are giving away free, a book called Friends, which we will send to anyone who asks for it, Jew, Protestant, or Catholic. To you who have read it and felt impelled to be more kind to your neighbor and to your enemy, know you not that it was not the book that so inspired you? It was the voice of God. It was an actual grace. Make this experiment. I care not whether you believe in God or not for the moment, but at your first opportunity, stop in a Catholic church for a visit. Now, if you are not Catholics, and therefore, if you do not believe as we do, that our Lord is really and truly present in the Blessed Sacrament, just go there and sit down for an hour. The more we respond to his gentle pressure, the greater will be our freedom. Too long have each and every one of us said, I want to be just myself. Oh, can't we think of anything better than that? How about beginning to be, with the help of God's actual graces, a veritable child of God? There is hope for the diseased to acknowledge the need of a physician, and there is hope for a sinner who recognizes the need of a Redeemer. The thief at the right conquered evil just that way. By admitting his emptiness of soul, he called upon God to save him. There is only one thing in the world that is worse than sin, and that is denying that we are sinners. And that is the tragedy of the world in which we live. It denies sin. Never before in the history of the world was there so much evil, and never before so little consciousness of it. We blame everyone except ourselves. Talk to a modern man about recognizing and reconciling his soul with God, and this is what he will say to you. What have I ever done to him? I leave him alone. Why shouldn't he let me alone? Why does the modern man say this? Well, for the very same reason that a healthy man might say to a surgeon who wished to operate on him, there's nothing wrong with me. Leave me alone. In like manner, if you are your own law, if you set your own standards, if you are your own God, then it is nonsense to ask to be reconciled to another God. As a man gets more wicked, he understands his wickedness less and less. Just as when a man's fever climbs to a point of deliriousness, he understands his sickness less and less. He may even think himself so healthy that he wants to go to work. The more we are in sin, the less we know sin. As the sounder we are asleep, the less we know we are asleep. We have to wake up before we know we were asleep. The cross is the eternal proof that no sin is forgiven through indifference. God safeguards his justice, even at the very moment that he forgives. All ye like sheep have gone astray. Everyone has turned his own way. And he, who knew no sin, he hath made sin for us, that we might be made the justice of God in him. And I wonder, in the light of that word from the cross, if the modern hatred of religion is not to a great extent determined by the way men live. God love you.